Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I'm going to do a video today that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and I've finally been able to fit it into my schedule. And it's about incompleted interstate highways across the United States. So I'm going to show you the map and show you where I think there are incompleted highways that really need to be completed. New highway construction, and I know when I point these out, many people are going to say it's just too expensive to build them. For the cost per mile, it's just way too much to build these extra highways that you would like, Jerry Dixon. However, we have built about 49,000 miles of interstate highways across the states. So if we can afford to build that much, we can afford to build a few more miles to complete the system. And some people will say, well, these new highways that you're talking, there's just not enough traffic there to justify it. Well, with that attitude, then we've really kind of overbuilt at least twice as many interstate highways as can really be justified cost-wise versus the traffic-wise. So I don't think that's a good excuse either. So let me show you the highways that I'm talking about, and then maybe you can come up with a really good, legitimate reason why we shouldn't. So let's take a look at the map. So this is a really good interstate highway map. And there's a few things, looking close to it, that are obviously missing. So let me point out a few of them to you. Like here in Texas, this Interstate 27 from Amarillo to Lubbock, and it just stops right there. Why not complete finishing it down to where it meets up with Interstate 20? And also Highway 44 from Oklahoma City to Wichita Falls, Texas. Why not complete that to go down and meet up with Interstate 20? Now let's look at it more on a detailed map. So Interstate 27 from Amarillo to Lubbock, rather than just stopping at Lubbock, why not complete it going down south? Because down from here going down south, it's just a regular 2 or some places a 4-lane road going down to Midland. So why not complete the interstate highway here, either going down to Midland or going this way over to Big Spring? Either one would meet up with Interstate 20. And then take a look at Interstate 44 from, this is Oklahoma City, down to Wichita Falls, where it stops. From Wichita Falls, why not complete it going down to where it meets up with Interstate 20? Any place around here that would make a good place to build the freeway. And then also in upper Wisconsin and Michigan, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 interstate highways that just dead end kind of like nowhere. So to complete the interstate highway system in this part of the country, I would suggest taking this highway that's at dead ends at Sault Ste. Marie and bring it across here to Duluth, Minnesota. And then once you get from here to Duluth built, then why not complete it going over here to Fargo, North Dakota, meeting up with Interstate 29. And you can see 2 more pieces here going up, Interstate 39 and 43, that just dead end there. Either build this straight across here or maybe a little further lower so that these 2 freeways can meet up with this new piece going across there. Another piece that's missing is this Highway 72 that goes from Springfield, Illinois to Hannibal, Missouri, right there. So instead of just dead ending the highway there, why not complete 72 all the way across to where it meets up with Interstate 35? And on this map, you can see Springfield, Illinois, right here. It dead ends at Hannibal, Missouri. And from Hannibal, Missouri to Interstate 35, you can see there's plenty of room to build it across here, and you could just widen this highway to make that an interstate quality highway connecting Springfield, Illinois with Interstate 35 just north of Kansas City. And for the next one I want to show you, we're back down in Texas. Houston right here. Believe it or not, there is no interstate highway from Houston to Austin. That's Highway 290, which is a 4-lane highway. It wouldn't take much to convert that 4-lane highway to Austin. And I've driven that, and it's a good quality road, but there are places through some small towns where there are red lights where you have to stop. So you cannot drive from Houston to Austin non-stop. And then for the people in Austin who want to go out west to maybe El Paso, there's no interstate highway that goes directly from Austin across here to meet up with Interstate 10. So from Austin to El Paso, you want to drive it interstate, you have to go south to San Antonio and then back up north to right here to where 290 meets up with 10. So I think they really should build the interstate, a new interstate from Houston to Austin, and then complete it from Austin over to where it meets up with Interstate 10 going into West Texas. Okay, and next is a big bug of contention that has been argued about and worked on for ages, is Interstate 69 that starts up here in Michigan and goes down to Indianapolis, down to Memphis, Tennessee, through several states, all the way down from here, going down to Houston. And there are bits and pieces along here that are built as interstate and bits and pieces that are not. And then from Houston, it goes down south to South Texas. And from there, it's kind of a really goofy, really odd interstate system to where Highway 69 splits off into 3 different interstates, which is partially completed. Interstate 69E goes down here. 69C follows this road, and 69W follows along here to Laredo. So that's 69 East, 69 West, 69 Central. Down in this area, Highway 69 is completed in bits and pieces. So you'll find several videos on YouTube just about Interstate 69, getting that thing completed, which may never happen. I don't know why. It's just so difficult. There's so many states involved, and in building these highways, the interstate highways are about at least 1/3 federal funded and the rest by the states. So to get them done, you have to not only get the federal government to agree, but the state governments as well, because the federal and the state uses their funds combined to build these highways. But getting 69 done is a big bone of contention that really should be done. I would call it a priority, but who knows, it may never get done. And now another interstate highway where there's been a lot of talk about is building an interstate from Phoenix to Las Vegas. It's not that far. In fact, the newest highway in the whole interstate highway system is Interstate 11 that is right here. So when they complete building the interstate from Phoenix to Las Vegas, it'll be Interstate 11. Now let me show you on a close-up map where Interstate 11 is. So Interstate 11 has been completed from the Arizona-Nevada border right here, just below Lake Mead and Hoover Dam, which is right there. Interstate 11 goes this way up to Las Vegas and meeting up with Interstate 15 and completing a little ways going out west here. But then Interstate 11 dead ends around here. And the reason why they built Interstate 11 is because at Hoover Dam, all these big 18-wheeler trucks were having to drive across the dam, because the only way to get across the river here is to actually drive on top of the dam. And there's a lot of problem there because people take tours of the dam. They walk right across a very, very narrow highway here. It was a big traffic problem at the dam, which is actually right here. So just a little ways further south, they built Interstate 11 to get the bulk of the traffic off of the dam. And then there are plans in the works to complete Interstate 11 going from Las Vegas up to where it meets up with I-80 just east of Reno. Because to go from Las Vegas to Reno, you have to drive this 2-lane highway all across there. So it'd be really nice to complete Interstate 11 going from Las Vegas up to Reno where it meets up with Interstate 80, which then goes over to Sacramento. And there's one more I want to show you off in the west here, is this Interstate 70 that goes from Denver across the mountains to where it meets up with Interstate 15. And this is the newest interstate that has been built and completed just before they did Interstate 11 down here. But the problem is, it ends here where it meets up with Interstate 15. So if you want to go from Denver to Reno or Sacramento, you have to get off of the freeway here, go up to Salt Lake City, and then take Interstate 80 over. And that is a long diversion. So another project in the works should be to complete Interstate 70 from Denver to where it meets here at Cold Fort, Utah, and then complete the interstate going from where it meets up with 15 over to Reno. And all they would have to do is just to turn this into an interstate quality highway, just widen it and convert it. So that should be pretty easy, really. Now I know these interstate completions that I've been talking about is not going to happen in my lifetime. I don't have that many years left to live, but I'm hoping the next generation will finally see all of these missing pieces of the interstates completed, so we can have just a real treasure of an interstate highway system and have it all finished. Now, if you look closely at that big map, I'm sure you can find several more interstate highway pieces that are missing, that should be completed. And one more thing about the cost, getting to money to complete these interstate highway pieces. I think they made a big mistake in the beginning, which if they hadn't, they could have had the money to complete the interstate highway system and be more interstate about it. And that is about all of these interstate highways that do nothing but encircle a city. Like, for example, let's look at Houston, Texas. You see this 610 that encircles the center of the city of Houston? How is that an interstate highway? That's as far as you can get to the word interstate. Now, an interstate highway doesn't have to go from one state to another, but it should connect major cities and not just simply circle an individual city. Like that 610, that should have been funded and built by the city of Houston, not with the federal government being involved. So if they had not done that in numerous larger towns and cities throughout the country, they would then have the money to complete the overall interstate highway system. So if you have any more suggestions of interstate highways that do need to be completed, Please mention those in the comments below, and perhaps, maybe even your children will be able to see some of these interstate highways completed. Please let me know what you think about this whole idea in this video in the comments below. Good day, folks.